Right, hello and welcome back to another episode of Cars and Engineering. In today's episode I'm going to be talking about the engine block and what I'm going to be doing to it. Stay tuned. Right, as I first said in the intro to this video, today is about the engine block. Now, you've seen videos on the head so far. That is now being machined. The wait time for that is, I think, a couple of months. I don't know yet. It depends how busy the actual workshop is. So I'm going to be concentrating on the actual block itself for now. Very simple. Block has the 4 pistons in it. It also has the sump connected to it, but it also houses the actual pistons and the actual com rods themselves. The com rods are something that I will be changing because on the 1.8 turbos they are known as chocolate or cheese rods, or they're not made of very good material. They are designed to do the purpose of getting this car to about 220 brake, depending on the engine code, and that's the job they do really. I think they're rated, or people have pushed them to about 300 foot-pounds of torque, and then most tuners will cap the actual torque at 300 newton meters, if not below, because you don't want to be throwing a rod through your block. The blocks are cast iron, they're very strong. As far as I'm aware, I think the pistons are aluminium. But by the looks of it, they are. It's not sleeved, it's just a cast iron block. Here's your head gasket, for instance. So yeah, let's get on with what we're actually going to do with the engine and the actual process that I'm going to go about doing it. Now, first of all, it is going to be completely stripped down. It's going to be cleaned. All of this shit's going to come off. It's going to be repainted black. Obviously the timing gear's got the timing pulley at the bottom's got to come off, which means removing this actual, I think it's a 19mm spline socket or spline bolt. That needs removing, which means I need to make like some sort of tool to stop the actual crank from moving as I crack it off with a breaker bar. So that's going to be an upcoming video, so make sure you subscribe. It always helps the channel. But yeah, it's going to be completely inspected on a CM machine, or a CMM machine, and it's a coordinate measuring machine. It's used in industry, it's used in engineering mainly, and it's basically a probe with a ruby tip, and it will take measurements around the bores, around the actual bores, like starting at the top, going down. The pistons won't be in there, so it'll be able to get a very accurate reading on how big the actual bores are. I'll also be getting the crank journals checked via CMM machine, or coordinate measuring machine. That way I'm going to get a very accurate description or a very accurate reading of what the journals are doing. I will be measuring it myself with micrometers and bore gauges, just to get a general overview and a general feel for it. But other than that, it's going to be completely checked via CMM by a professional who knows what they're doing with actual measuring stuff. Not that I don't know what I'm doing, but as someone who does this for a living day in and day out, I'd rather them do it and then I'll do it myself, and then from there I'll get a representation on how good my measurement skills are. But no, as you can see, it's absolutely caked in rust. All this flaky shit's got to come off. It will be washed for a hot tank. These NOx sensors will be coming off. This is a gasket that will be coming off. This part will be replaced, or will come off and be replaced. It's going to be stripped back down as close to as stripped as it can be, and then from there, once I get the actual measurement of the actual bores themselves, I can go forward to see if I need oversized pistons, which I highly doubt, but it's always a possibility. You don't know what sort of life the engine's had. Again, they're aluminium. There is some writing on top that just says 1.8 turbo, or 1.8 5 valve turbo, and there's an arrow pointing towards this side of the engine because that's piston 1. It's also got a bore size, or a piston size, of 80.950. Now I know from the actual inspection manual that this is an 81mm bore, so 80.950 is very close to that. So obviously the rest accounts for like piston gap and piston ring gap. So yeah, once I get an actual accurate representation of what sizes the bores are at, I can then go ahead, order new pistons, or just hone the piston out if it's good enough. It has got a lot of rust on it. This is the head gasket. It's going to be hot tanked or acid dipped, if I can get it acid dipped. and I might get it decked. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the flatness of the actual block itself, but it should be okay. I don't know why it wouldn't be. The head is getting skimmed, so it would make sense to have this actually decked as well. But no, other than that, it's going to be literally fully inspected. It's going to have new rods in it, new big end shells. It will also have a ARP head bolt stud kit. Now that basically just means instead of having an actual head bolt going through the head into the block, it'll have a stud going from the block up, and then you'll basically tighten down like a stud, like a wheel stud kit. It's a lot more reliable, and if you ever need to take the head off, you can put it back on and basically reuse it. That's as far as my research goes on that at the moment. I'm gonna have to look into it a bit more. You might be able to use them once or twice, but it's designed to carry, or it's designed to hold more cylinder pressure, which is something that we will be doing with a bigger turbo. So that is once again future-proofing the engine in case we go even bigger. But no, hope you enjoyed this quick little video, just explaining what the actual outline is currently for this engine. It's basically strip down, inspect, rebuild. Obviously there'll be some painting videos involved in that as well. There will be some DIY videos making a sort of, you just can't see it, it's just off camera here, but it's the notorious 19mm splined crankshaft bolt. Trying to remove that is an absolute nightmare, so I'm going to have to get something to brace that so I can crack it off. So yeah, this might need some heat, which will be a very fun and exciting video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.